Hello, hello, hello. It is Stevie Aisha Mills. Absolutely excited to be with you for another conversation. Yes, this is the Conversation with Stevie, and this is the place where we uncover and discover the why behind what people do. And so today I'm absolutely excited because we have one young lady who is doing some tremendous things out here in the world, and she is one of my money makers. Y'all know that money makers is my tribe, honey, and we are doing some things. So I will not even talk anymore before I introduce the awesome and incredible KG. KG, what's up, girl?
Not much. I'm blessed and highly favored, glad to be alive.
I know that's right. Yes, me too. Welcome here, and definitely tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to you. It's people like you that follow their dreams and, do what is asked of them through whether spirit realm or physical realm to come together with shows like this and give people opportunities. So I just want to say thank you to you for having me here. My story in a nutshell is I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. I was raised by my grandmother, my dad's mom, and she raised me 4 months before I graduated high school. She passed away, and that was a big turning point in my life. I had a lot of struggles growing up, but that was the biggest turning point in my life because here I am 17 on my own, but she had prepared me indirectly, and I didn't even realize it, for this day. And I put myself through my bachelor's. I have 2 masters, and I'm a personal trainer. And my love for photography from a hobbyist turned into business side. So that's me in a nutshell. I love people are my passion, but the youth are my focus. So my brand, KDG Consulting, my slogan is promoting physical and mental toughness despite the struggle.
Love it. And I love, girl, you have 2 masters. That's awesome. I got one. But so I understand what it takes to get that done. So I want to applaud you and just say that's amazing. It talks about discipline, which I know is a huge part of physical fitness. And so the word I think resonates to me for you is definitely discipline, and I think that is incredible. I think that your grandmother definitely instilled some dynamic things inside of you when it comes to that, because when you are disciplined, then you are able to strategically change the world and not just change it by happenstance or circumstance, but change it by having something disciplined to do, like you wake up and you have order, and that's so amazing. So what is one of the hardest lessons that you've ever had to learn in life?
The hardest lesson I had to learn is saying no and putting myself first. Naturally, I always tell people when I tell them about a giving heart always tracks a user spirit. And I had to learn to set boundaries with people. I've lost a lot of money. I've wasted a lot of time. And I've gotten hurt a lot by relationships and friends not saying no. And a lot of times we grow up thinking giving no meaning has a negative connotation to it. But sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to be selfish so you can be selfless to serve others. And the biggest thing I learned in life was when I started saying no and saying it and setting boundaries with people. Boundaries, coping skills was something that I wasn't taught growing up. I was just taught how to be strong, but really it ended up turning me weak mentally and emotionally because I wasn't strong enough to say no. So that was the biggest, hardest thing for me to get grasp was saying no, setting boundaries with people and being okay with it when they didn't like those boundaries.
Woo, I had to let it resonate and marinate for a second because I don't think they heard what you said. You said a giving heart always attracts a user spirit.
Yes, that's going to happen regardless. That's just what it is. But the key thing in that, I didn't change having a big heart. I just changed who benefited from it. And when I learned that, a lot of things in my life started to iron itself out. You can't change that. That's the dynamics of the world. People see a giving heart, the user's going to come no matter what. You just have to set those boundaries, stand firm in those boundaries, and be okay with losing people that you say you love and they say that they love you. Because people don't like boundaries. It makes them shift and change and grow. And a lot of times people don't want to grow. So I know I have a giving spirit. It came from my grandmother. But the difference between me and my grandmother is that I nipped it in the bud a little earlier than she had an opportunity to. And I let them know that I know what you're about, and I'm here to help, but only to a certain extent. Because a lot of times we don't really help people. We cripple them, and we become their crutch. And sometimes you got to let that crutch grow, because even when you look at the physical sense, when somebody breaks a bone, the crutch phase of healing when you break a bone is only temporary. But sometimes people lifetime crutches in life and don't remove those crutches, then that bone can never heal, because eventually you got to put pressure on it. And a lot of times people can't grow without pressure, and I just got tired of being people's crutch in life. So I gave them a little pressure, and the way you give people pressure in the physical realm is by setting boundaries.
Amen. Amen. And I love the fact that you said no. You learn to say no, because we know that no is not always easy, but it is indeed a complete sentence. And many times as women who are givers, it's very easy for us to not say no. It's easier for us to not say no than it is for us to say no. And I think that that's important. That's something that I've had to learn throughout my life, to have boundaries and to, because that's the thing that has to come in place. Because if not, if you don't give to yourself, then you have no more to give to anybody else. And it's indeed truly a dynamic shift in the world whenever you are able to say no. So definitely applaud you for that. And as an entrepreneur, what would you give to someone coming up to begin their business? What would you give the biggest piece of advice?
My biggest advice is, before you start a business, you have to shift your mindset. Mindset is everything. It says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You can't start something new if you're not renewed, because the current you is not ready for the new possibilities and the new goals. So in order for you to step foot into that entrepreneur world, you have to be renewed and ready for it. Now, I feel like that's a big that letdown when people, they're like, oh, I got my LLC, I got my logo, I got all of this in place, but their mindset hasn't changed. And you cannot transfer an employee mindset into an entrepreneurship world. And I think that's the first thing. You got a professional development. Get under somebody's wings, like Stevie. Like, Stevie is the lady. She is the queen of development, personal development. Like, since I've been a part of your group for the last month, like, opportunities just been coming out of nowhere. And because I connected with someone like you. So my advice is, before you even try to get an LLC, a logo, anything, get under somebody's wing so that you can be renewed. Find someone that's already been through that transformation process and connect with them so that you can be renewed. I feel like there's a transformation piece before you even get anything in business, you have to be renewed and ready for it. And I think people just jump into it and like, oh, I'm so excited, because the thing of the day is own your own. But some people don't even own their own self. You have to own self first. They don't hold themselves accountable, so they get in business, they get complacent, they have that employee mindset. Because most people, when you work a job, they get paid for 8, but they might work 2 or 3 hours. And they on Facebook, they doing something else. Girl, this easy money. So then they transition that mindset into business, and they're like, my business not working. I went live for 10 minutes in the last 6 months, and I messaged a couple of people, and I went to one training, but I was there, but I was on my phone, and they think that that's how you win in business. So I just say, get with people like you, be renewed in your spirit, your mindset first, then allow those people who've been where you want to be to guide you into entrepreneurship.
Woo, you preaching today, honey. You are preaching today. And I think it's so incredible because, and thank you for that compliment. I really, really appreciate it. And I think authentic value is really true in what business is. You know, I've been in this entrepreneurial world since 2009, which is a long, long time to be an entrepreneur these days. And one thing that I know for sure is that entrepreneurship is the biggest personal development course that I've ever taken. It has had me to look at all parts of myself. And because I'm a personal brand, it's really, I had to grow to that place. It wasn't always easy. And so we do have to look at ourselves and look at our growth areas and where we can continue to flourish. And so one thing I want to do before we leave, I always like to keep these interviews or conversations right at 15 minutes because I feel like I want the people to connect with you after we leave. We can't give them all the goods because they won't. So we need to leave something for them. But you know how that goes. So what I want to ask you is this question, and it's a fill-in-the-blank question, so definitely listen to me. But, Stevie, we cannot leave this conversation today without these people knowing, and then fill in the blank.
Okay. I would say, Stevie, we cannot leave this conversation today without people just knowing how to win. And I think knowing how to win is connecting with people that are where you want to be. I'm in the military. I'm a veteran for 14 and a half years, and they always tell us if you at one level, always train 2 levels up. So if I'm an E4, I'm connecting with an E6. So you always 2 levels up. And so if you're not an entrepreneur at all, you need to connect with somebody that's 2 levels up in their entrepreneurial career with you. And that's how you win. Always stay ahead. Always stay a student. My family always joked with me growing up because I'm a nerd at heart, and I own it. And they always call me the professional student. But I'm always going to be professionally growing because I stay a student. So I don't want to leave you today is in order for to win, you got to stay a student. Always stay 2 steps ahead of yourself by connecting with people that are where you want to be so that you can win.
Yes, honey, we are winning in this season and beyond. And I want to make sure that you give your contact information so that people can stay connected to you.
I'm at Consulting KDG on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. My email is info@consultingkdg.com, and you can connect with me by phone. Is 804-608-6108. That's my business line. So everything is consistent across the board. And I can't wait to connect with each and every one of you. Thank you, Stevie, again for this opportunity to be on your platform. And this is how you win, guys. You know, I didn't get here just by being lazy and just, oh, voila, I'm here. I got in the group. I engaged. I did what Stevie asked me to do. You can't question your leader. She said you need to do this. I'm doing it. It don't matter the age difference. It don't matter nothing. She is where I want to be. So she said do it. I trust your judgment, and I do it. And that's how I get opportunities like this and, you know, other opportunities that I've gotten just because I connected with you and other women in the awesome group that I'm a part of.
Awesome. Thank you. We are so excited to have you, and thank you for having this conversation with me today. Everybody, if you are a woman in business, I know some of the fellas listen too, but this is for the ladies. If you're a woman in business, definitely go to bit.ly Get Visible Group because that's a space and a place that we are getting visible. That's how you become a money maker, honey. And, yes, we have all kinds of awesome and amazing things happening in that space. So that is what we are talking about. I want to tell you to make it a great day. Don't have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and, yes, you too have the power to do so. Bye for now.